guys, welcome back to the channel. The weekend is upon us. Football is upon us. Ghana Premier League returns this weekend with another interesting initiative from the FA, with fans being awarded and rewarded for predicting games they watch at the stadium. Accra Lions versus Adriana Stars, all the games to look forward to over the weekend tomorrow. But today we're going to look at Antoine Semenyo, who has been ruled out for the rest of the season after his operation went on successfully. We'll look at the comments coming in after Antoine, after a successful operation, was ruled out for the rest of the season. Could possibly miss out the Black Stars game in June, the final round of AFCON qualifiers. We're also going to talk about the Ghana Black Stars team and our qualification to the World Cup, the format that has been introduced by CAF. We'll look at it. As you know, 10 African countries, as many as 10 African countries, can qualify for the upcoming World Cup in 2026. Canada, Mexico, United States are the hosts of this World Cup. We'll look at the qualification formats for the African region. And the Black Stars money that was made at Qatar 2022, how it will be spent, revealed by the sports minister. As usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. We'll jump right into it, but before then, Sahara Football merch links are in the description. It goes a long way to help the channel keep bringing you content here. Let's jump right into it. And first and foremost, we'll talk about Antoine Semenyo, who has been ruled out for the rest of the season. Semenyo suffered an injury setback, had his operation, and it's been revealed that it'll keep him out until the end of the season, which ends just next week. And now the talented forward joined English side Bournemouth in January and recently scored his first goal for the club. Antoine has had surgery, so he'll be out until next season. We are hopeful he gets back and can have a decent little spell with the team before the season starts, but it will depend on how quickly he recovers. Everything went well, and we are hoping he has a speedy recovery, because he can be a big help again for us next season. Semenyo has featured 11 times in the Premier League this season and netted his maiden top flight goal in the Cherries' 4-1 win over Leeds United last month. So Antoine Semenyo is someone who will be out, and we wish him a speedy recovery. He suffered a shin problem. The Black Stars man had a shin injury. The club announced that he had had a successful surgery and he will be out for the rest of the season. Just next week, the season ends. So my next story has to do with the Ghana Black Stars and our qualification format for the World Cup 2026. Ghana will be looking to be one of the 10 African countries. As many as 10 African countries will be in a longer format World Cup, which has been increased to 48 countries with 3 hosts. It will be interesting to see how that goes. But there are 54 countries in Africa, and this qualification round will be quite tough for the Ghana Black Stars, considering the fact that there will be no preliminary round of games where you play in a group stage and then take part in the playoff, or you play in a group and then make a playoff where 5 countries or so will qualify for the competition. This time, there'll be no preliminary round of games or matches as was in the previous qualification procedure, where countries ranked lower are made to play each other and then join the groups later. Nothing of that form here at this World Cup qualifying round. The Ghana Black Stars, along with the 53 other nations in Africa, will be placed in 9 groups. Yes, groups of 9. 6 teams in each group, making 54 countries. Now, this will be a tougher qualification, and I'm sure the pots, the way the teams will be grouped, will be done according to FIFA ranking. But this is how it will be. This is what has been revealed as much to us. 9 group of 6 teams. And now the top 9 teams from each group will secure direct qualification to the World Cup. So for sure, we'll have 9 representatives in the African continent for sure. And now the 10th team qualifies via playoff versus CONCACAF team. So CONCACAF will also have their games being played and qualifiers being played, and that will be how we'll play a playoff with them and get there. Now, the update was that the best 4 second placed teams from the groups would participate in a playoff. The winner of this playoff would face a team from the CONCACAF region for a chance to secure the 10th spot. So 4 of the best placed teams in each group will play each other home and away until we have one person coming out victorious. That one person has still not qualified. He will now have to play with another one person from the CONCACAF region who also have their playoff games, and then decide who makes it to the World Cup. Will be a tedious one. It's sure to be a tough World Cup qualifying round to go through, and we wish all the teams the very best. The Black Stars, we wish the top teams in Africa, deserving ones of course, make it to this competition, the World Cup, the Mundial as it is called. The Sports Ministry, my final story, has outlined how cash from the Black Stars World Cup campaign will be used. Now, money earned from the 2022 World Cup will not only be invested into the Black Stars. There is a hint. This is a hint given by the Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Charles Amufa. Now, speaking to Happy FM, the PRO of the Sports Ministry indicated that the plan is to look at other sporting disciplines and help them as well. We know sports in Ghana is capital intensive. The National Sports Authority has almost about 50 disciplines affiliated to the authority, and we also need to pay attention to those other disciplines as well. The request for competitions both locally and internationally have to be budgeted for, and I'm confident that when the money comes, the government will give the directions as to how to manage and disperse it. Charles Hamofashe. The Ghana, despite failing to advance past the group stages in the World Cup, managed to make a whopping $12 million. The Black Stars were pitted in the Group H with Portugal, Uruguay, and South Korea. They beat South Korea, unfortunately lost to Portugal and Uruguay. So the money will not only be used for football development but other sports disciplines. Well, we'll see how that goes, monitoring it closely and update you accordingly. So that has been it for today. Qualifying formats for the World Cup 2026. United States, Canada, and Mexico. The hosts will also been talking about the Ghana national team spending of the money made, and Antoine Semenyo, unfortunately, his season is over. On to the next season, that is after his SHIN surgery was done. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Enjoy the weekend.